I'd like to start on our backs this morning. If you have two blocks, you can place one where your head will be and the other in between your shoulder blades, so it'll be the flat part of the block. Otherwise, if you have a bolster, you can use the bolster, or a rolled up mat works as well, or even a rolled up towel. So the position for the block can be flat if you prefer, but a lot of times we have a little bit of rounding in the upper back, so if we lift it to the middle edge, then it'll give us the right position. We want the chin in alignment with the sternum. So once you come back, you really want to get it into a position that feels comfortable. It is a little more pokey than a bolster, but it also creates a little bit of a deeper opening. And then just allow your arms to open out wide, palms face up. Let the shoulders release back. And you can bring the soles of your feet together with your knees out wide as long as that's comfortable. Certainly, if you need to, you could wrap a blanket around the feet and underneath the knees so that you have a little extra support. So just taking a few moments here to get into position, to start to feel the body settle. And at first, it's about 30 seconds, they say, that the body needs to acclimate to maybe the new position or to maybe the bolster or the prop. And then after that, we start to feel it softening. And this is about that time when we become aware of the breath. So just begin for a few moments to watch the rise and fall of your belly. And feel that on the inhalation, the belly expands or swells like a balloon. And on the exhalation, the navel sinks back towards the spine, body relaxes. And this belly breathing is a trigger to the nervous system to calm down and to relax. And as you feel that happening, the breath will naturally deepen. Now, if you'd like to grow the breath, breathe into the belly first, and then try expanding that into the rib cage. Now, the block's already opening the rib a little bit, so you might not feel quite as much expansion, but you can get more breath in there and certainly more prana. And then, of course, on the exhalation, and you'll breathe by contracting the abdomen first, and then the rib cage will come closer together. So a couple rounds of this two-part breath. And then once you get the rib cage comfortable in that pattern, see if you can stretch it even more by breathing belly, then ribs, then chest. And when the breath gets into the chest, really feel the heart lift and spread. And then on the exhalation, again, it's the abdomen contracting towards the back body, the rib cage drawing closer together, and the chest softening. So we now have a full diaphragmatic breath. And as you feel the breath move from the belly up to the heart, just feel that experience of growing, as if the prana is building, building, building to a peak, and it gets to the heart, and there's that expansion. And then an exhalation is the slow release, the stabilizing from the abdomen, rib cage, and then chest. So as you feel the breath growing into the heart, more expansion there in the heart center, I want you just to think for a few moments about something in your life that you'd like to grow. Something that you've been bringing in, that you're working on. Something you want to see manifest. As the prana moves up towards the heart, feel it imbuing the vision and the sankalpa, the will or the resolution. See it imbuing that with prana, life force energy. And I think about yogis as always looking at the full picture. And we may want to concentrate on what we want to grow, but there are other choices that have to be made along the way in order for that thing to manifest. And this requires sacrifice. And it's not a popular topic. It's not things people like to talk about very often. But if I want to grow one thing, I'm doing that at the exclusion of something else. Or maybe I need to sacrifice a pattern or behavior or habit in order to have enough energy to put towards the thing that I want to see manifest. So any great vision that's been accomplished, whether it's by an individual or a group, has required sacrifice in some other area. So just for a few moments, keeping in mind your vision, your will, your resolution, what is it that you can sacrifice that's perhaps wasting your energy or diverting your energy that could go towards your vision? And then a real honest question to yourself, are you willing to sacrifice that thing to allow the other thing to grow? And just 2 more breaths here in the body, nice and deep. And then you can bring your hands together in front of your heart, let your thumbs touch your sternum, and bow your head to your hands. And just set your intention for your practice today, this idea, this vision that you have for yourself. Understanding that along the way to its manifestation may require this sacrifice, letting go of something else. And then place that intention in the heart and surround it with loving kindness. That anyone who's ever accomplished something great realizes or recognizes that it was not the easiest path to take. There's challenges, there's sacrifices all along the way. And then with that loving kindness, let's begin with the practice or the chant of Om. We'll just stay here on our backs for that. So deep inhale in. And then long exhale out. We're going to chant Om 3 times. Ah, O, and Deep inhale. Gently just bring your hands to your knees. If they're wide, guide them back to center. And mindfully roll off your blocks or your bolster and just rest onto your right side for a moment. You can push those props out of the way with your opposite hand. Settle and let the spine just adjust to the neutral position. And then come onto your back, and we're going to begin with some dynamic undulations of the spine. So feet flat, knees bent, arms down by your side, feet are parallel. Pushing into the earth, slowly roll up through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then exhale, pull the navel towards the spine to guide the spine back down to the earth. Repeat that again. Inhale, push into the feet. Roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And use the contraction of the abdomen to slowly place each bone back down into the earth. Good. Keep going with your breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Belly, ribs, all the way up to the chest, growing into that vision. And then exhale, belly, ribs, and chest. And we're going to make the breath even. So we want that expansion of the back bend to be equal in length to the exhalation. A few more here. As you're rolling through, notice if there's any areas of the spine that feel strong or particularly weak. Just take note of those areas. Give them a little extra attention in your practice today. And just two more here, please. Good. When you finish the last one, you're going to slowly release tailbone to the earth, bring the knees into your chest, and just rock a little bit from side to side on your spine. A little Apanasana there, and massage for the lower back. And then arms down by your side, knees stay bent. Extend the legs now, flex the feet, soles of the feet face the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your knees to your chest again. So inhale, extend the legs, soles of the feet face the ceiling. And exhale, bring the knees back to chest. And as you extend the legs on your inhalation, try to keep those ankles in alignment with the hips. And then exhale. Inhale, pull the pinky toes, sides of your feet back, push up through the inner ankle. And one more. Good. Bring the soles of your feet together. Wrap your hands around your feet, keeping the back nice and flat on the earth, so tailbone lengthening away from crown of the head. Let the knees widen and draw the heels towards the glutes. Feel the length in the inner thighs, a little opening there for the hips. Again, try to keep the chin down so it doesn't jut up. Stretching the vertebrae against the floor. One more breath here. Then holding the outside edges of the feet, open the feet up wide, happy baby. And again, we can rock a little bit. Sometimes that motion helps the musculature to relax. Keep flexing the feet, pulling down on the pinky toe sides of the feet. And now we're going to continue that rocking, but straighten one leg, bring the foot in, and then straighten the other leg and bring the foot in. So it's almost like you're using the momentum of the legs to extend a little further each time. Creating some length there along the inner line of energy from the root of the base of the spine to the inner foot. Good. One more to the right. One more to the left. And now we're going to hook the index middle thumb around the toe if it's possible and extend the legs out wide. If that's not possible, just have your hands hold the outside edges of the legs. And now see if you can try your best to just let gravity open up. So tailbone again stays long to the floor. Keep feeling like you're stretching the vertebrae along the spine. And then breathe, belly, ribs, up into the chest, that full expansion. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Good, two more here. Keep taking that tailbone down. And then when you finish, we'll bring the legs back to the center. Cross the ankles, switch your position on your hand. So as you cross your ankles now, right hand grabs left big toe, left hand grabs right big toe. And we're gonna do some rock and rolls on the spine. So the legs are gonna go over the head to give us momentum. And then we're gonna roll up into a seated position, keep the spine curled. As you roll back, extending the legs, bring them forward again, and keep going. Inhaling, exhaling, and just create there some stimulation along the spine. Two more. And then come all the way up into that seated position. You can release the hands from the toes and just sit tall. And for a few moments, observe how you feel. Any vibration there along the spine. Some of that opening for the hips and heart, creating a more comfortable position to sit in. Good. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold through the legs. Softening the chest towards the earth, extend the palms wide, forehead towards the ground. Push into the palms and draw a little bit of the weight back into the sit bones to lengthen the lower back. Breathe that same pattern, but feel it in the back body. So breathing into the kidneys, the rib cage, chest, and then exhale, belly, ribs, chest. One more here. And then walk your hands to the right. Square your chest to the right thigh and extend the arms long. Head and neck is relaxed. See if you can imagine a weight attached to your left hip. So really anchor that down into the earth. Head and neck is soft. Keep softening into the shoulders. So sometimes that tension will creep back up. So we just want to keep checking in. One more breath here. And do the same thing. Walk to the left side now. Square your chest to your left thigh. Anchor the right sit bone down. So really ground heavy through that hip. Breathe here. Last one. And then come back to center. Anchor down through the sit bones. Bring both arms up in alignment with the ears. Lift them up and behind you. Point the fingertips toward the hips. And now push down into the palms. Lift the sternum, lift the heart. And just, again, stretch into that front body. Just imagine that vision that you have, that thing that you'd like to manifest. Just see it right there in the heart, being filled with prana, life force energy. Keep about 2 fingers spaced behind the back of the skull so we're not crunching the back of the neck. One more full breath here. And then roll off the fingertips, sit tall for just a moment, and settle in. Feel that sweet release. Right hand into the mat. Inhale the left arm up, walk the hand out. We'll just do a true lateral stretch here. So really push the left hip away from the fingertips and now really work on that length. Extending fingers from hip. You get a little extra stretch there of the rib cage, the little muscles in between the rib bones. Breathing deeply here, just like someone's pulling your arm away from you. Two more. Navel's rotating slightly to the left. And then lift up with the left hand, slowly come back up. Just take a moment to feel the difference between right and left sides. And then inhale the right arm up. Left fingers walk out. And now we're going to do it on this side. So press the right hip away from the fingertips, elongate the side body. Breathing deeply here. How much space can you get? As we open up the ribs, we create space and room for more breath. Just a few more. Keep extending through those fingertips. And then reach up with the hand, come back up into seated, and once again, just feel. Okay, so tabletop position. Hands are going to be under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet press firmly into the floor. Inhale, reach the right arm up in the air, rotating the navel to the right. And now bring that arm through the hole, rolling onto your right shoulder. Threading that needle, left hand at a 90-degree angle, push the floor away from you, and tuck that shoulder blade more deeply underneath the body. Breathing here. If you want to go deeper, lift the left arm up in the air, and just feel that gravity opening up. And take the top arm over the head, fingers in a finger stand, now press down. One more. And reach the left arm back up in the air and slowly unwind. Bring that hand down into tabletop position. Stabilize for just a moment. Same thing here. Left arm's going to lift up. Rotate the navel to the left. And now thread that arm through the hole. Roll onto the shoulder. Right hand at a 90-degree angle. Push the floor away from you. Tuck that shoulder blade underneath the body. Breathe deeply here. If you want to go a little deeper, take the right arm up in the air. Head and neck is relaxed. And keep letting the weight, gravity pull you down towards the earth, stabilizing that shoulder. And then take the top arm over the head, fingers in a finger stand, push down into the earth, stabilize the hips even more. And then slowly unwind, come back into tabletop. Bring the elbows down into the mat, wrap the hands around the middle part of the arms, and either interlace the fingers and press the forearms down or spread the palms wide with the forearms parallel. Tuck the back toes under, lift the sit bones up for a few moments here in dolphin or forearm variation of down dog. Bend your right knee, press your left heel down. Bend your left knee, press your right heel down. And then just keep going back and forth a few times, opening up the backs of the legs. Notice, is there tension there in the calf, the hamstring? Where are you feeling it? Send your breath there. And then stabilize the feet. Feet are about hip distance apart. Turn the toes in slightly, heels out. Roll the inner thighs in and back and allow the sit bones to spread. As you anchor down into the earth, feel that lift, lengthening the back of the legs. Spine is long, heart is open. Press down through the forearms and create space in the shoulders. And then bring your knees to the floor, take your sit bones to your heels, come down into embryo, so back of the hands toward the heels, rounding the upper back. Rest for just a moment. Let the shoulders melt. No tension. And then we're going to come back into the position. So same way, wrap the hands around the arms first and then choose your position for your hands. Lift the sit bones up and back for dolphin. And then we're going to take some dolphin push-ups. So we're going to wiggle back maybe 3-4 inches. As you exhale, take your chest over your forearms, tailbone under, lower belly lifts. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, chest over forearms, tailbone under, lower belly lifts. Inhale, reach back up. So keep going with your breath. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, contract that abdomen back. Building that core strength and shoulder strength. Anytime we want to manifest our dreams, we have to have that power of intention, power of choice behind our actions. Two more. And then bring your knees to the floor. Again, go back into that same position, embryo.
child's pose, and then bring the hands toward the heels, round the upper back, and melt. Just feel the warmth from the work you've done, softening the shoulders. One more here. Good, arms forward. Come up into tabletop. Lift the heart, lift the sit bones. Exhale, tuck the toes. Find downward facing dog. So down dog is very similar to dolphin, just in the upper body. We want to roll the shoulder heads away from the ears, squeeze the inner elbows toward one another, and press firmly through the web of the index and thumb. So just take 2 more full breaths here. Inhaling belly, ribs, chest. Feel it grow into the upper back. Exhale, belly, ribs, and chest. One more. Very nice. And then come onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look at your hands, step forward to your fingertips. Open the feet hip distance apart and come into standing monkey pose. So you're going to either have your hands on your shins or hook the index middle thumb around your big toe. And then pull your chest away from your thighs, either pressing into the shins or holding the toes. Crown reaches away from tailbone. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So inhale, continue to lengthen the sternum forward. See if you can feel the pubic bone moving back. And to the best of your ability, lift your tailbone up. Even if you have a bend in your knee or micro bend in your knee, that's perfectly fine. Think of extending the sternum so much that you feel the vertebrae opening up in the back body. 2 more breaths here. Nice long line of energy. Can you find just another 1/8 of an inch of room? Just very subtle, but you'll feel it inside. And now melt over the legs, micro bend the knees, and wrap your arms around them. So holding the chest to the thigh, head and neck is relaxed. You can shake it yes, you can shake it no. Make sure that the body weight's equal in the feet. So equal on inner foot and outer foot, ball and heel. Two more breaths here, keep relaxing. Good, interlace your fingers behind your back, take your knuckles up and away from you, stretch your shoulders up and away, and just feel that release of the upper back. We've already done some work there, so this is just going to continue that. You can floss the shoulder blades if you like, going towards the hips, and then away from the hips towards the crown, and just moving the knuckles back and forth. Or you can just stay with the arms over the head, and see if you can feel those layers release. Keep pulling the shoulder heads away from the ears, so they're not going to hunch up by the ears. Try your best to squeeze the heels of the hands together, freeing up the neck. 2 more. And then anchoring into those feet, pull the knuckles back, and slowly start to lift the heart, coming all the way into standing. Lift the chin, open that whole front line, and then just release the arms, release the chin to neutral, and stand in mountain pose. Samastiti. See if you can feel those rivers of prana energy flowing more freely through the body, maybe creating a little warmth. And we want prana to flow in a particular direction, being that of our vision or our sankalpa. We have to recognize where there's stagnation, where it's maybe been flowing in an area it doesn't need to flow into anymore. Where those diversions are happening, just like in a river. You know, rivers are the most amazing thing if you think that they all lead to the ocean. And in the Indian thought, there are rivers that are heading directly to the ocean, and then there's some rivers that connect to other rivers, which connect to other rivers, which eventually lead to the ocean. And so if we're going to manifest our dreams, we want to be that river that goes directly there. So 1 more breath.
Okay, so at the front of your mat, big toes touching, space between the heels, or feet hip distance apart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold navel to spine. Step the right leg back, lower the knee down, top of the foot, and inhale up for low lunge. Arms extend forward and up. And then exhale, step back to plank position. Bring the knees to the floor, sit bones to the heels. Scoop your nose, chest, chin across the earth. Inhaling to cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward to the fingertips, lower the left knee to the floor, bring the arms forward and up. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Do it again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left leg back, lower the knee, top of the foot. Inhale the arms forward and up. And then exhale, step back to plank position. Bring knees down, sit bones to heels. Scoop your nose, chest, chin across the earth. Inhale to cobra, elbows and shoulders pull back. And exhale, downward facing dog. And step the left foot forward to the fingertips. Lower the right knee down. Inhale the arms forward and up. And then exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale the arms out wide as you lift and rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so that's one round. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, plank position. Knees down, sit bones back. Keep toes tucked as you scoop out through the feet, inhaling the heart forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg forward, left knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. This time, if you'd like, add yoga mudra. Bend and scoop then through chair into standing extension, opening up from the front. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Left leg back. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, plank position. Knees down, sit bones back. Press out through the feet, scoop forward. Inhale. Exhale, navel up and back. Down dog. Left leg forward, right knee down. Inhale. And exhale, step forward. If you want to add that yoga mudra, go ahead. Knuckles up and away. Bend and scoop, then inhale through chair to standing extension. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Right leg back, inhale. Arms reach. Exhale, plank. Knees down, sit bones back. Inhale, scoop forward. And exhale, down dog. Right leg through. Left knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step forward. Standing forward fold. Yoga mudra if you'd like. Bend and scoop, come through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, heart. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, inhale. Arms reach. Exhale, plank position. Knees down, sit bones back. Inhale, scoop forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg forward, right knee down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step forward, standing forward fold. Yoga mudra if you'd like. Bend and scoop, come through. And exhale, hands to heart. And now just be here. Let some of that blood, that movement go through the body. Maybe settling the breath. Heart's beating a little faster. And then eventually get back to that belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, belly, ribs, chest. One more. So we're going to come back to the front of our mats. Hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Step the right leg back. Flip your mat over. Lower the knee. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, sink down into low lunge a little deeper. Arms reach towards the floor. Inhale,
tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, arms reach. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, reach up. Growing the breath into the heart. Exhale, just 2 more like that. Same pattern, breathing. Belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Last one. Now we're going to bring the fingertips to the floor, straighten the back leg and come into high lunge position. Bring your fingers in a finger stand for just a moment. Press the shin bone away from the back heel. Really stabilize the legs here. So you can lighten the load on your fingertips, push more firmly into the left foot, more firmly into the back heel. And when the legs are nice and strong, inhale, the arms reach up. High lunge position, arms overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows out wide, let the sternum come forward. Inhale, lengthen the heart up. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows, sternum's coming forward. Inhale. Just one more. Exhale, bend. Then bring your hands to your heart. Step forward, 1, 2, 3, warrior 3. Flex the heel away from the crown of the head. And as you bring your body forward, you reach out through that heel. You lengthen away, keep the sternum forward and up. Almost as if the back was in a up dog position. 2 more breaths. Keep lifting through the inner thigh, that supporting leg. And then slowly come up. Stand in mountain pose and just take a moment to feel. Slow the breath back down. Other side. So back at the front of your mat, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Step the left leg back, and again here too, we'll flip that mat over, just giving a little extra padding under the knee. Inhale, both arms reach up, and then exhale, sink down. Fingers reach towards the floor. Inhale, absorb the tailbone in, lift the lower belly. Exhale, sink down. 3 more with your breath, please. Each time creating new height. Each exhale, a little more space. Last one. And then fingertips to the floor. Straighten the back leg. Tuck the toes, lift up and out through that heel. Fingers in a finger stand, bend into the front knee. Let it be in alignment with the ankle, but not beyond it. Strengthen the leg, so really hug the muscle to the bone and feel a lift in your pelvic floor. 2 more breaths here. Lighten the load on your fingers. And then press into the feet. Come all the way up for high lunge, arms reach overhead. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze the elbows down your back, lift the sternum forward and up. Inhale. More room, more space, strengthen that back leg. Exhale. 1 more. Now bring your hands to your heart. Body weight forward. 1, 2, 3. Find your balance. Extend through the back foot. Let the sternum come forward. Crown away from heel. Keep reaching. Make more and more space in the spine. One more. And then slowly come up. Find standing mountain pose. Just observe. So that sacrifice we were talking about, it takes effort. It's a different kind of tapas. And it's difficult sometimes to stay away from the things that we know are not serving us. So when we strengthen our body, strengthen our minds and our practice, our navel center, that helps strengthen our will. But will is just like a muscle too. It needs to be exercised. One more breath here. All right, back at the front of the mat. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart.
Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold.
Step your right leg back to a short stance, about 2.5 feet, maybe 3 at the most. Pyramid pose. Hips are squared forward. Right toes are pointing towards the upper right corner of your mat. Front foot is straight. Fingers on either side of the foot. So if you need to put blocks under your hands, please do so. You're going to inhale, lift your sternum away from your thigh. Then exhale, melt more deeply over the leg. Do it again. Inhale, reach the sternum away. Elongate, just like we're doing monkey pose. And then exhale, navel in, melt more deeply over that leg. Again. How much room can you make in the spine? Exhale, melt into it. Soften the neck. Last 2, please. And now stay. Stay in this position. Head and neck is soft, relaxed. Let those layers in the legs soften, whatever the tension is being held there. Keep relaxing, upper back, head and neck, so don't grip in the jaw or the forehead or the eyes. One more here. Good. Now we're going to step the right leg back another few inches. So we're preparing ourselves for warrior 1. So you're going to want those right toes still angled in, but turned a little bit more out to the side. Bend into your front knee and inhale, the arms reach up. Warrior 1. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Fold into a long pyramid now. Fingertips to the floor. Bend the knee. Inhale, warrior 1. Hips squared forward, straighten the leg. Exhale. Lengthen over that front thigh. Bend the knee. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the leg. Lengthen over. Bend the knee, inhale. Warrior 1 to stay. So now, get that left hip to come back, right hip around to the best of your ability. Press into the outside edge of the back heel. Anchor into that foot so that you can reach up out of the lower back and open up the heart, but keep the shoulders down into their socket. Gaze can come up. It's a back bend. Breathe here. Remember that pattern, belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, belly, ribs, chest. One more. And then rotate the fingertips to the floor. Step the back foot forward, standing forward fold, melt over the legs. Micro bend your knees if you need to. Let everything soften. One more breath. Okay, we're going to step the left foot back just about 2.5, maybe 3 feet at the max. Left toes pointing towards the upper left corner of your mat. Front foot is straight. Good. Fingers in a finger stand or use those blocks underneath your hands. Inhale, lift your sternum away. So you want to feel like you're moving into monkey pose, flattening out the back. Exhale, melt over that leg. Inhale, pull away. Exhale, melt. Inhale away. Exhale, melt. 2 more, please, with your breath. Each time getting just a little more space. And then we're going to stay. We're going to stay with those layers. Let them soften. Head and neck is relaxed. Don't grip up there. Keep leaning slightly into the sensation in the leg. Relax into it. Good, one more. Now we're going to step that foot back a few more inches, bend into the front knee, inhale the arms forward and up, warrior one. Straighten the front leg, lengthen over that leg as you exhale, creating a little more space and room. Inhale, bend the knee, arms reach, warrior one. Straighten the front leg, exhale, reach, lengthen over that leg. Bend the knee. Inhale. Strengthen and lengthen. And one more. Bend the knee. Inhale and stay. Warrior one. Again, really reach into that back heel. As you stabilize the back leg, it takes some pressure off that front leg. And lengthening the lower back, let the heart reach up. The back bend will naturally happen as you soften those shoulder blades down the back, release the shoulders into their sockets. You can take the gaze up, breathing belly, ribs, chest, exhaling belly, ribs, chest. One more. And then release the fingertips to the floor. Step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Melt over those legs. Just soften everything down. If you want to grab either elbow, you can provide some traction for the spine. Two more breaths. Good, hands to your hips, scoop your heart. Slowly rise up to standing. And then roll shoulders up and back. And then standing mountain pose, just feel. Again, check in with those areas we were talking about earlier. What felt tight, maybe a little loose. How are things changing? Good. So we're going to move into eagle pose. And you're going to point the right toes out, then cross that leg over the left leg. And if you can, tuck your toes behind your calf. If not, don't worry about it. And then right arm out, left arm over at the elbow. Rotate the palms together. Now inhale, lift the elbows as high as you can. And then exhale, depress them. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Come all the way out of the pose. Point the toes. Let the arms fly. And then come back to standing. Let's do the other side. Left toes point out. Cross the left leg over the right. If you can tuck the toes behind the calf, great. If not, don't worry. Left arm out. Right arm over at the elbow. Rotate the palms together. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, lower them. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then we'll inhale and come up. Point the toes out. Let the arms fly. And then just stabilize. Take a moment to feel. One more breath. Okay, so we're going to grab our blocks. Taking those one block, rather. Take your block between your inner thigh. And then squeeze the block so that you feel as if the inner thighs are rotating in and back, and the block could pop out behind you.
Now we're going to reverse that. Can you squeeze the block so it feels like it's coming forward? Your thighs are externally rotating. Now do that again. Internally rotate the thighs, squeeze the block so it feels like it's going out behind you, and then externally rotate. 2 more. Really locking that into your body memory. So when we're forward bending, we want that internal rotation of the thighs. And when we're back bending, we want the external rotation of the thighs. So we're going to do a little bit of back bending. So what we're going to do is have a little bit of a bend in your knee. Fingertips point up your back. As you're going to go move into the back bend, we're going to feel those thighs externally rotate and the heart lift open. So on an inhale, press your block forward and allow the heart to open. And then contract your abdomen to bring yourself back up. Okay, bend the knees. Inhale, push the block forward. Heart opens into a back bend. Maybe a little more space. Contract the abdomen, lift the sternum up to come back to standing. Good. Another one. Bend the knee. Push the block forward. Open up. And then contract that abdomen to come back. Now you can do 2 more if you'd like, dynamic like that, or you can stay for a few breaths. So we're going to bend the knees, press down, and as we move into the back bend, we're going to stay there and breathe. Feel the front body soft, opening up and creating space for the back bend. Think about the bravery it takes to manifest your dreams. Keep pushing that block forward. And then lift the sternum up, contract the abdomen, and then just stand for a minute, but keep that block there and just squeeze it directly towards the center so there's no internal nor external rotation of the thighs. And just feel. Good. And then we're just going to take care of the back there a little bit. So inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, bend into chair. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, arms by your side. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bend down into chair. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, arms by your side. And take your time with it. So 3 more like that, please. Inhale. As you go into chair, really set those glutes back so you feel a lengthening of your lower back. Inhale, press into the feet to come up. And exhale, arms by your side. Again. Your breath. Last one. Very nice. Okay, so take that block out. Come back to the front of your mat. We're going to take a nice slow vinyasa and be mindful to have micro bends in your knees to, again, just take care of the back. So inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, micro bend your knees as you forward fold. So you just want to keep that length in the spine. And then you can keep the bend in the knee if you need to. If you don't feel like you need it for monkey pose, straighten the legs. And then exhale, step back to plank position. And we'll lower the knees to the floor. Squeeze the elbows into the side till the belly touches, tops of the feet ground. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back for cobra. And exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 full breaths here in down dog, but we're going to take the big toes to the outside edges of the mat and then let the chest press just a little more towards the thighs, heels a little bit more grounded. Head and neck is completely relaxed here. Keep drawing the abdomen in, particularly at the bottom of the exhalation.
Lift those hips up and back, so create more and more length in your lower back. And then bring your feet together. And then you're going to come down into squat. So bend your knees. And then let the soles of the feet join one another to the best of your ability. So get the heels together, get the balls of the feet together. And then the knees open up wide.
Now, if you need support, you can just have your fingers in a finger stand. That's perfectly fine. But if you can balance, try coming up with the torso. Hands at the heart. Breathing here. Nice steady gaze. One more. And then bring the fingertips down, bring the sit bones behind you, and straighten out your legs. So you want to have a Dandasana staff pose just to reset. Internal rotation of the thighs, hands beside the hips, flex the feet, create that tall spine. So you want to have the chin drawing in, and really think of a straight line from the back of the skull all the way down to the sacrum. Reach into the hands. Breathe deeply here. One more. All right, we're going to cross our feet, and come onto the front of our mats. Let your knees go wider than your hips and your toes to touch behind you. So we're going to come into Supta Virasana, and if you need some support for that and you have a bolster nearby, you can place the bolster behind you. You can also double that up if you need a little more support, placing a blanket there. But we're going to move back towards that bolster. And this is a variation of the posture. So inhale, we're going to start to walk our fingers back. And once you get back a little bit, absorb your tailbone in and tuck your tailbone underneath so the glutes are no longer on the outsides of your heels. And the fingertips point towards the knees, palms down. Now, if you don't have the props, that's fine. You can just stay here. This is a great way to open up that front line. If you can go a little deeper, your hands are going to reach for the heels. And you're going to allow the forearms to come down to the floor. And then if you have a bolster there, you'll have the support of the bolster behind you. And if that's really comfortable, you can allow the arms to open out wide. And we're just going to stay here. So if you don't have the props, you can continue to go down, first letting the crown of the head come to the earth, and then the whole upper back. Now begin to breathe more deeply into that front line. Tailbone stays absorbing into the body, and feel length not only along the thighs as the knees reach down, but also feel the flesh from the pubic bone reaching up towards the belly button, and that flesh from the belly button reaching up towards the sternum. And just grow your breath. Remember that belly, ribs, chest, all the way up into the heart. And then exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Keep softening. Remember, we're past that 30 seconds now where the body's been able to acclimate. And we just got to keep telling the body to relax, to let go. Remember that letting go, that sacrifice, allows for something greater to open. One more here. All right, so to come out of it, we want to be very mindful. I'm going to go slow. First, forearms are going to press into the ground, releasing the upper back. Then the hands, one at a time, keep lifting the sternum forward. Knees can come in together. As you pull the sternum forward, that guides you back into sitting on your heels, into Vadrasana, and then just rest the hands in the lap, one hand on top of the other, thumbs touch. And now really absorb your tailbone into your body, lift the lower belly in and up. So this stabilization of the pelvic floor and the lower back will feel almost like a forward bend after that deep back bending. Good, one more here. Okay, so moving into a twist, we're going to move into what's called Bharad Vadrasana. We're going to just do stage one. So hips are going to shift to the right, and the right top of the foot is set into the sole of the left foot. So it's just like it rests right in that little crease. Yes, your hips are out of place, they're awkward, they're imbalanced, and that's the position for the posture. So inhale, the left arm reaches up. Now cross that over your chest and hook the fingertips underneath the knee. So if you have longer arms, we might be able to get the palm all the way flat on the floor. And then the right fingertips reach behind you. You're going to lift up the heart and then gaze over the right shoulder, so that looking over the right shoulder helps to cue the navel to rotate to the right. And now just stay here for a few moments. Again, let the body acclimate. Keeping this nice open twist here. We're going to begin to look down at our left shoulder and then tilt the left ear to the left shoulder. And now I love this posture because we get so much space in the neck, an area we all tend to be tight in. Now feel that sweet release, breathe into it. Keep anchoring your left knee down as much as possible. Two more breaths. And then you're going to come out of it by releasing the head, and then release the hand, and just sit back on those heels again, Vadrasana. Again, tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, and then just rest the hands in the lap and close your eyes. There's something quite beautiful about that posture, just getting settled in the awkwardness. Again, if we're going to manifest those dreams, it doesn't mean it's going to be an easy road. Sometimes it is, but oftentimes we encounter challenges that we are meant to overcome. So then hips are going to shift to the left this time. And again, the top of the left foot rests into the arch of the right foot. And then inhale, as the right arm reaches up into the air, you're going to cross it over your chest, hook it underneath the left knee. Now the left hand goes behind you. Try your best to press the right knee into the floor and look over your left shoulder, helping to cue the navel to rotate to the left. Breathe here. Keep rotating, keep breathing. One more. And now keeping that rotation, you're just going to look down over your right shoulder and then tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. And again, we get this beautiful, sweet release for the neck. Keep rooting that right knee down, lifting the left chest away. And definitely play in that space. So can you find the best stretch there for the neck? Maybe tilting the chin down or up a little more. Root into the right knee. Just 2 more deep breaths here. And then again, you're going to gently unwind the head, the hand, come back to sit on your heels, Vadrasana, tailbone absorbs in, lower belly lifts, and rest. And just feel that stillness, that silence. Good. Hips to the right. Legs straighten. Just give them a second to breathe there. Again, Dandasana, staff pose, hands beside the hips. Flex the feet, pull back on the pinky toe side of your foot. And just to release the hips a little bit here, take the knees into a wide diamond. So not butterfly, where the heels are to the pubic bone, but rather we're gonna have a nice long space here in between. And then just bring your hips forward so you're in an anterior tilt, which means the pubic bone's reaching toward the floor, and then your fingers in a finger stand. Lift your sternum away. And then as your body gives you permission, fold a little bit more deeply over the legs. And then just keep going until your body feels comfortable. And after that work in the lower back, this will feel like a nice release. Lots of space. Maybe the head rests in the soles of the feet. Keep breathing into the areas that are tight, and especially send the breath down into the hips. Good, last one. And then slowly walk your hands back. So just pad them back into the mat till the torso is upright. You can keep the legs in the same position or straighten them if you prefer. And then we're going to come onto our backs. Have your bolster handy nearby. So holding the shin bones, feet flat, knees bent, slowly roll your spine down into the mat and then hug the knees deeply into your chest if you want to do a little rocking from side to side on the spine. That feels good. Good, and then pull the knees in as deeply as you can and think of lengthening the tailbone away from the crown of the head, just like when we started the practice. And then some ankle rolls, rolling your ankles in one direction and then in the other direction. And then take the right knee into your chest and extend your left leg long. Pull that knee up as high as you can, reaching it away from the foot. Now we're going to guide this knee over to the left, but as you do, you might want to shift your hips over to the right and then guide the knee to the left so that you don't have too much of a curve in your lower back. Now you can keep your left hand underneath you, like in a fist to support the knee, or you can have it on the outside of the leg if you've got enough flexibility. And then the right arm is going to open up, look over the right shoulder, rotating the navel to the right. Again, if even the fist is too deep, you can also place your block underneath the knee and have the twist happening from there. So you just decide what's the right thing for you. But either way, keep relaxing, keep softening, stay firm in your supporting leg so that extended leg stays grounded into the earth. And just watch the body unwind.
Keep releasing the belly button back towards the spine so the right shoulder sinks. And one more deep inhale here, deep exhale as you release back onto your back. And you'll need to square yourself off on your mat. Just take a moment and then hug the left knee in and extend the right leg long to the floor. And just that sweet release here for the back body. Flex the feet. And then again here too, as we move into the twist, you might want to pick your hips up and shift them over to the left. And now take the left knee across the chest. And again, you can have the knee all the way to the floor, holding the outside of the leg, or you can have your fist there or a block. And then the left arm opens up. And just melt the body into the mat. Look over the left shoulder. Feel the navel moving more deeply to the left as it surrenders. Stay strong in your supporting leg. Feel gravity take that shoulder. Release it deeply into the earth. One more breath here. Inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly unwind back down into your mat. And if you need to, square your hips back. Have your feet a little wider than hip distance and just let the knees fall into one another. You can place the hands on the belly, or if you prefer, one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And then just to go down to prepare for Shavasana, you may want to have your bolster available. If you tend to have sensitivity after doing back bending, you'd put the bolster underneath your knees. But to come down, let's keep the feet wider than the hips and just do windshield wipers. So knees to the left and then to the right. And just rock back and forth. Again, just making sure it's nice and loose in there, relaxed. What needs to remain strong is remaining strong, and everything else is soft, not holding tension. So as you stay heavy through the hips, feel that little massage over the sacral bone. And then you can start to wiggle your toes away from you, just a little bit at a time, and notice how the massage goes more to mid-glute. And keep going down, maybe getting closer to the coccyx, tailbone. And then eventually the legs will just straighten onto the mat. And legs are a little wider than hip distance apart. Arms are down by your sides, palms face up, and the shoulder blades are tucked underneath you. If you have a blanket, if you need to put over yourself, or clothes, or an eye pillow if you're in a lighted room, it helps to quiet the mind. And then take an inhale and an exhale, release. Just feel that sweet surrender in the body. Completed the asana practice, except for the last pose, Shavasana, corpse pose, this ability to really rest and be still, yet conscious. Notice perhaps the space you've created from your practice today. A little more confidence to go after those dreams.
So very slowly begin to deepen your breath. And as the breath deepens, you can start to move your fingers and your toes, roll your wrists and your ankles. And gently draw your knees into your chest and take a moment there just to feel some length in the lower back. And curling over onto your right side, just rest in fetal for a moment, arm under the head as a pillow. And placing that left hand into the earth, slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. And if you want to prop your sit bones up for a few moments of meditation. So sit with a tall spine, relaxed body. Just rest your hands comfortably on your lap. And take a few moments just to find that breath that we began the practice with. Belly, ribs, up into the chest, all the way up even to collarbones. And then exhale, belly, then ribs, then chest, and collarbones. And once again, as you're breathing in this way, reestablishing the pattern, I'd like you to visualize what it is that you are manifesting, what it is your vision is guiding you to create. Try your best to see it as clearly as possible. See the colors, the people, the sights, the smells. What's the time of year? As much detail as you can add into that vision. And now we're going to begin to encapsulate that vision in the shape of an egg. So a golden egg, just wrap that around the vision. And we're going to lift it up from the heart space all the way to the crown and even beyond. And we're going to do that with the sound of E. So it sounds like this. E. Okay, so we'll make that sound and we'll do it 9 times. So deep inhale in, visualize the vision, your sankalpa in that golden egg rising to beyond the crown.
And just lower your chin slightly, lift the back of your skull. And just feel light and vibration. And bring your hands to your heart, bow your chin to your chest. And just go back to the intention that we set. Trust that you received what you could receive and let the rest go. And then as you rest here in the heart, the seat of the soul, just take a moment to offer gratitude. Gratitude for fertile soil with which to plant our seeds. Gratitude for these teachings which guide us to right action. And gratitude to all the teachers that have come before us, of which have not only held the wisdom and the lineage, but have been kind enough to pass it on. Hari Om. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for practice today. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can be aware of the newest videos that we post, and also share these videos with families and friends, people that you think might be able to benefit from these practices, or maybe who've been curious about yoga. And in the description, there's a link to the Patreon account if you'd be so kind as to donate. I appreciate that so that we can continue to spend time creating these videos for you. Namaste.